Hello, everyone. This is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Well, alrighty. Free agency is pretty much done for the Giants, besides some ancillary moves that we're going to make, some bringing in some lower-end players that we already seem to be doing. But my big question of the day is going to be, with the defensive signings, has the New York Giants defense improved over the 2019 team? And we know that the 2019 defense at times did not play well. So my question is going to be, we are going to look at each unit of the defense quickly and individually, starting with the line, the linebackers, and the secondary. So the first place I think we are going to start is going to be the line. Okay, we have not addressed our issue at the edge. Plain and simple. We franchise tag Leonard Williams, which probably limits and prohibits us from turning around and picking up a premier edge. Besides that fact that, people got tagged, but there were players available. Javion Clowney's still out there. He may not be out there by the time this video is made, but you know what? I think it stopped us from moving forward to getting the edge that we needed. Now, we don't know exactly what defense that we are going to run. The gentleman who's our new defensive coordinator, of course, ran a similar 3-4 hybrid defense over in Miami. We do not know what his full philosophy is going to be in New York. So we are going to take a look at we'll look briefly at both the 3-4 and the 4-3. If we're looking at a 4-3 unit, we have, of course, in the middle, in the two defensive tackle positions, Dexter Lawrence and Dalvin Tomlinson. Very solid. Very good line play. They are able to maintain their hold, stuff the run, and stop the running back from getting into the second level. Is Dalvin Tomlinson where he should be in this point of his career? Yeah, I think he is. I think he's progressed well. Is he ever going to be a Snacks? No. I've always called him Snacks Light. But you know what? He is more than a serviceable player. I think he's just a cut below a Pro Bowler. And I think with Dexter Lawrence next to him and Dexter Lawrence with a full season under his belt, I think it's going to be a dynamic duo. It can't be Batman and Robin because they're both such big guys. So I don't know what we're going to call them. But they are a tandem in the middle that is going to be fantastic. Now, if we look at our right defensive end position, we're probably going to be manned by Leonard Williams. I'm just, half a sack, it doesn't excite me. His ability, and people say, well, he has the ability to move the pocket, to push the pocket. Great. If we don't have anyone on the left side, it doesn't matter how far we move the pocket. He can get all the almost sacks he wants, but I saw too many times quarterbacks going down the field with the almost sack. Hell, Mitch Trubisky did it to us a couple times. So I'm not feeling the love on the right hand side. And I'm taking a look at the defensive end side. We have nobody right now. We may address that in the draft. Zach Bond comes to mind. But you know what? I think that if we looked at the line itself, we also have backups of R.J. McIntosh, B.J. Hill. I think they are more than capable. B.J. Hill, I think, is more than capable of filling into the nose tackle position or the defensive tackle position, really depending on if we're playing a 4-3 or 3-4. I think R.J. McIntosh has shown over the last 2 years he does have the ability to get to the quarterback. While I am not feeling complete love on this unit, I think this unit is going to be improved just by the fact that Dexter Lawrence and Dalvin Tomlinson are going to have another year together, and Lawrence is going to progress through his rookie season, and really, I think he's really going to take off in year number 2. Now let's move into the linebacker position. Oh, the linebacker position. Oh, you know what? I should say this. I know they have him as a linebacker listed, but I do think O'Shane Ximines is going to be moving back to his regular position from college, and that's going to fill in a defensive end position. And I think O'Shane is going to make strides this year. And you know what? I'm going to feel even more excited about the defensive line because, like I said, I do think Ximines can really help the team at that position, and hopefully moving forward, like I said, he's going to get out of linebacker positions. I really thought he really played more defensive end last year, so I really think that he is going to stay in that position, which is really his natural forte. But getting into the linebackers, we're going to start in the middle with Blake Martinez and David Mayo, and potentially Ryan Conley. It's going to be we're going to take up Ryan Conley since he's out. David Mayo, I thought he was a solid pickup, 82 tackles, started 13 games. Played well at times, also got lost quite a few times in the shuffle, in the pile. He does have an ability to get to the ball. The only problem with David Mayo is he is making his tackles, sort of like Blake Martinez, 7 to 9 yards in, downfield. And again, when you're making tackles that far downfield, you are not delivering hits, you are stopping somebody. You are basically taking the hit from the running back, from the tight end. Can he cover the tight end? No. I think we've seen that. I think how many times have we seen tight end slant across the middle? But you know what? I think if he is a position in the right way and he has the ability to be more of a backup, I really think that he is good on the roster. And I think the contract that we gave him kind of is a telltale sign that we think he's going to be a backup. Blake Martinez. We did a video on Blake Martinez called The Defensive Wild Cards, the players that we wanted the Giants to sign. And you know what? Contrary to popular belief, I am a Blake Martinez fan. I think Blake has shown the ability to control his unit. I think he is a smart player. I think he is a good signal caller for the defense. He puts himself in the correct positions. But again, in Green Bay, if you actually watch the film, and we've watched hours of Blake Martinez, last year he was delivering more hits beyond the first level. He was taking, most of his tackles were in the second level, which is fine, but you kind of want your linebacker also to be up on the line. But you know what? Again, that could be just the way that the defense was playing in Green Bay. I would like to see him improve in coverage. He, 3 years ago, and I know a lot of people like Pro Football Focus. We don't, but 3 years ago, Pro Football Focus had him ranked number 8 in starting linebackers in reference to coverage. And then he dropped down to 49th. And then he was in the mid-20s last year. So he does have the ability to cover. Is he going to be as bad as Alex Ogletree? Now, Alex Ogletree got a lot of crap because he came in, he was supposed to solidify the defense, and he never did. But he did have some plays where he did cover the tight end and running back well. You're going to have to give him some due on that because he did. You don't just get the amount of interceptions that he did because of the fact that you're just dumb luck. So I think Blake, if he can control his unit, he can put himself in the right position. And he's another player that kind of tends to get lost in the pile, and taken out of a couple plays. But I think that his ability, if he can regain and recapture the ability to cover the tight end and be putting in the right position for coverage, I think he's going to be okay. I think he's going to be more than a solid addition. Also, be on the other side is going to be Lorenzo Carter. Lorenzo Carter had a rough year in his year 2. I think he fell victim more to the sophomore slump than anything else because, like they always say, once you get game film on someone, you know their tendencies and you know what they're going to do. And if they don't learn to readjust, they're never going to make it more than a couple years in the league. And I think Lorenzo Carter is going to make that adjustment going into year 3. I think he has the ability. He played too many times on the line. I think he's got more of ability to play an outside linebacker position. I think he's smart. I think he's solid. He's quick. Again, he does have some tendencies not being able to cover the tight end or the running back, but you know what? I think those are things that can be taught, and I think Blake Martinez is a professional that can really help him move along. And backing them up right now, is going to be Ryan Conley. Ryan Conley, of course, coming off the knee injury. We do not know exactly when he's going to come back and what he's going to be in the beginning. But like I said, for the small sample that we saw him play, he's a good player. He's a solid player. He's a heady player. The only thing that concerns me is the system that he played in Wisconsin was the same system that James Betcher had. So was his pronounced play in his rookie season more attributed to the fact that he knew the system or his talent? I think he's talented, and I think, like I said, if he can come back from the injury, we have an okay, if not solid unit that's not spectacular. Between Mayo, Martinez, Carter, and Conley, our backups are really nothing to write home about. Hopefully we can pick some people up on the draft. But like I said, I think we try. Oh, I forgot. Kyler Flackler. I forgot Kyler. How could I forget Kyler? Well, because I think I'm not a fan of Kyler. And Green Bay, everyone talks about Kyler's 10 and a half sack season, not even as a starter. Well, in 2018, that was his 10 and a half sack season. 2019, the Green Bay Packers thought so much of Kyler, that they signed two linebackers and drafted one at 12. So they must have known something to do something such as that. And people are like, well, he didn't get a lot of playing time last year. He didn't get a lot of playing time because he couldn't crack the lineup. So I'm not looking for huge things out of Kyler. But like I said, if he can be, and again, he's not much, and people say, well, he's a good cover guy. No, he's not a cover guy. He's a rusher. He's a pass rusher. That's what he is. And you need to look at the film if you think otherwise. I think if we can get 4.5, 5 sacks out of Kyler, I think that will be a successful season. And I do think that he can add to the rush. I mean, like I said, Joe Judge came out a couple weeks ago and said if we can't get a premier lineman, edge, that we need to get complementary players that can come in and work together and get to the quarterback that way. Now, of course, there is the connection between the defensive coordinator and Blake and Flackler, but we're not even going to get into that. But like I said, I think it's a solid unit, not spectacular, lacking backup quality. But I do think the signings that we have put us in a better position than we were in 19. Now, I think the solid part of the unit is going to be the secondary. We are going to have probably as the starters DeAndre Baker on one side, James Bradbury, Peppers, and Julian Love. Bradbury, great addition, great pickup, young veteran, 26 years old, who's going to come in and get our second-year players to understand what it is to be a professional in the NFL. We've said it before, Janoris Jenkins was not going to be a mentor. James Bradbury, who is a good kid, will really be able to mentor Baker, Beal, Ballantyne, even Chandler if he's still on the roster, Grant Haley. So you know what? I'm excited about our corners, our safeties. I think Peppers is going to make huge strides next year. I just have that feeling once he gets more comfortable in the system. I think Julian Love is more suited for a cornerback position, but he can easily play the safety. I know a lot of people were down on Antonio Bethea, but he did lead the league and lead the team in tackles. And I find it interesting that when we talk about Bethea, people are like, well, he got burned in coverage so much. He got burned in coverage because Baker and Ballantyne and Beal let him, and Haley left him out to dry numerous times. You got to watch the film. Blown coverages, you know what? Bethea doesn't have the wheels anymore, and you have the blown coverage, and you're not covering your man, or you're not checking your man on the slant when it's going to be a zone, you're asking for nothing but trouble. But again, that's it. I think that's going to be it. Our music is cutting in, but we're going to cut out that music, and we're going to finish up real quick. And like I said, I think the unit itself is going to be something special in the secondary. I really do. I really feel that I think Ballantyne and Baker are going to make strides. I think the same thing with Beal. Baker was misused I don't know how many times last year. Like I said, he is out of Georgia. He's a cover corner. He's a man cover corner with 4.5 speed, and Betcher's playing him 7 to 9 yards off the receiver and not even checking him. He's got to jam the guy in the line. You do that, bad things are going to happen, and bad things did happen. So I really think he's going to get back into that man cover idea. And same with Beal. And I think, like I said, I really am excited about, like I said, the Bradbury signing and what it's going to do for the secondary. So basically, let's just say, did we improve on the defense? I'm going to give 2 big thumbs up. I think we are going to be better. We are lacking depth, which I think we need to address, especially on the edge and in the linebacker position. Hopefully we can move forward with Isaiah Simmons. But you know what? Lord knows what Gettleman's going to do. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And thanks for listening.